These are the voices of resilience, of courage, of families who refuse to let a diagnosis define them.
Hi everyone, my name is Maria, but most people know me as Malala. I'm originally from Venezuela, but I moved to Canada with my lovely family in 2006. We settled here with my mom, dad, and 2 siblings. I work in digital marketing at an agency, and I absolutely love everything related to digital content creation. I lived in Venezuela until I was 12 years old. Looking back, I remember being a very active and energetic child. But by the time that I was 7 or 8, things started to change. I began experiencing symptoms like headaches, fatigue, excessive thirst, unexpected weight loss, and constant hunger. My parents, knowing that type 1 diabetes ran in our family, had my blood glucose tested. And on April 1st, 2003, at the age of 8, I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. Happy April Fool's Day to me, right? It was a lot to process at such a young age, but I learned how to manage my condition, and for the most part, I carried on with my life. Fast forward to 2014, I was part of my university's cheerleading team. I had always been super active with gymnastics and dance growing up, but something changed. I started feeling exhausted and I began fainting during practices, sometimes even at competitions. It became clear I couldn't keep up anymore. I went to the doctors, but they said I was fine. Still, something wasn't right. It wasn't until April 2019 when I went to my endocrinologist for a regular checkup that I asked to get my thyroid checked. Sure enough, my test results showed that my antibodies were through the roof. I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's disease. But my journey didn't stop there. In March of 2020, when the world went into lockdown, things took a drastic turn for me. I couldn't get out of bed. My blood pressure dropped dangerously low, and I started fainting. In just 1 month, I lost 44 pounds without even trying. My body was shutting down. I was desperate, so I went to the doctor and I asked to have my cortisol levels tested. The results came back low, but the doctor brushed it off, saying it was all in my head. But I didn't back down. I advocated for myself, demanded referrals, and after a lot of persistence, I was finally referred to an endocrinologist and geneticist who took me seriously and quickly recognized I was having an Addisonian crisis. In April 2020, I was diagnosed with 2 rare conditions, APS2, or otherwise known as autoimmune polyglandular syndrome type 2, and Addison's disease. APS2 is an autoimmune condition that involves both Addison's disease and either type 1 diabetes or thyroid disease. Lucky me, I have both. Living with 2 rare conditions has been incredibly challenging. The hardest part is that these conditions are invisible to others. I look fine on the outside, but on the inside, I am battling every single day. When I was diagnosed, my cortisol levels were undetectable. And now I am dependent on steroids to manage and stay alive. I have to educate others and constantly advocate for myself. What would make my life easier? Well, simply being heard. Having people understand the weight of invisible conditions like APS2 and Addison's disease would go a long way. More awareness about rare diseases is crucial so that no one has to feel alone in their struggle. Every day is a step forward, and I'm hopeful that by sharing my story, others like me will feel supported and empowered to advocate for themselves. We all deserve to be seen, heard, and supported. Let's make the invisible visible. Proud to be rare.